Hello, wanderers of the internet, it's PaleoJohnathan, and I have given up all hopes of a consistent upload schedule. Today, I will be going through a somewhat experimental type park, and that is that it's not complete. But when I say it's not complete, it's completed by being not completed. You'll see what I mean. But basically, I have gotten my first chances to toy around with a new update recently, and this is what came of it, and I thought that I would make a kind of mini-series that I could reasonably complete, considering my track record recently has been, not so great on that front. So I will be touring this incomplete park from a first-person perspective, and this is, what I like to call, like, a Paleozoological preserve set in some sort of universe kind of similar to the one in Dominion. So, I'm starting out here at the arrival point of said Paleozoological preserve, and as you can tell pretty quickly, it's still under construction, which is so much fun to mess around with, dude. The new decorations are a game changer. Like, look at that. It's a construction site, and it adds, like, so much to a park. And also, we're like a world-class sprinter. We're a world-class sprinter. Look at that speed. But, yeah, so I like, started out and I was like, oh, we'll have, like, one construction site. And then I just was like, oh, well, that looks so cool, and I just kept going, and then I eventually, gave up. Because, it's just, like, it's so neat. And the trees are so helpful with building. What it helped me with in this park, and you can't really see it from down here, is it makes the construction so much more condensed because you don't need to leave space for trees. You can put them in manually. And that is so huge, personally, with just the style of building that I like. So, anyways, we have a construction site there for a science center, I believe. And then over here we have some basic tents set up, as well as a quarantine pen for any dinosaurs that would happen to come the way of this park. And over here we have our, like, AC, I forget what they call them in this game, containment things? I can't remember, whatever. And it has all of our cages, of course. These are so cool. I could go on for hours about how much they add to, like, a park. I just wish that they, like, now it makes me wish that I could use them. But, we can't have everything. Oh, and we have a trailer here for an Owen Grady type. Which, by the way, that ladder there looks so annoying. Because, like, you have to, like, step up to get onto it, and then you have to, like, how do you open the door, I would never. I could never. But I do like the idea of living in a trailer. Good for nothing. Well, anyways, over here, we have another construction site, and this one is for a visitor center, and this one looks really cool. I like this one a lot, because it has, like, a circular shape to it, and I put the pylons there, which, like, the first-person perspective really gives, like, the pylons are huge, man. Like, you put them down, and they're like, they're like little toothpick things. You can, like, hide them in a tree. No. They're, like, wider than a person. I will say is that some of the decorations feel a little small. Like this, I don't know. I haven't been around industrial shipping containers, but I feel like they'd be bigger than this. But I really do like that some of them are somewhat large in the grand scheme of things, and I hope that they add more large ones if they continue to add them. I also really love these, like, item ones where they just have stuff, and I hope they add more of those, because those are the ones that, like, they would get old pretty quickly. Oh, shoot. Ran into that shipping container. And then over this way, we have the last thing that's currently built, which is the end of the pathway, but also this, open enclosure that is currently devoid of all life, and luckily, this is not gonna be a video that ends with no dinosaurs, and that's the video. And also, what the heck is happening here? Well, this was not here before. This kind of broke immersion. Well, But as I was saying, luckily this video does have dinosaurs in it, and does have a bit more to it, because, in addition to kind of like the thought experiment I have of like building up a park as a construction would actually build it up, I also had the idea to kind of use this as a set of video to play around with ideas I had with the new tools in a more like live format, as a sort of like let's play a park build, but without like having the long extended things that I know a lot of people don't like. Like, I don't really like watching them, and I love this game. So, first order of business is fix whatever the heck is happening there. It really, like, I would never have seen that from above level, and I didn't see it from below when I looked before, but it must have been added at some point. Regardless, step one is to actually go out and get some dinosaurs. And when they added expeditions and live captures into sandbox mode, I got really excited, but then I realized that they just added expeditions and that I was wrong and there is no live captures, because that's such a fun thing from like a like, I don't know, like make your own story perspective, and it's just such a shame that they don't have it. I just really like, from like the bit of Planet Zoo that I have played, I so much prefer like the ones where you get like sent animals to the ones where you like start out with them. But that's just my personal opinions. I settled for the next best thing, which was wild dinosaurs, which I mean I do prefer, but you know, you can only have so many. And I just put down like some random early ones. You can see a Ceratosaurus over there. I might do some more stuff with this later. This is just for funsies. Feel free to click off the video. I'm not gonna stop you, because this is the definition of filler. And then, which fence is this? Yes, it's the right one. So, obviously, first order of business is to close off the fence. That's probably the most important part. So then, what I like to do with the research viewing galleries is, like, really put, like, multiple of them, like, right next to each other. So, like, and I'm sure this is stuff that people have figured out, but, like, it makes it kind of, like, captures that, like, research feel to it, whereas it's, like, not for display purposes, but more so for, just having as much viewing opportunities on the animals. And that's that. I think, you know, it would be nice is we can use the new concrete fences as a decorating opportunity here. So, the idea I have is like a sort of, does that work? The idea I have here is like sort of, sort of make it like, I don't know, like a little fenced-in research area, and then that can also have things inside of it. And these are pain in the neck to put next to each other, so I'll pause the recording for just a moment. So, coming back from that, I think it ended up looking rather nice, and I just hope that someday they give us the ability to, like, make mini fences with that. Although, obviously, the issue with that is that it would make it really easy to have dinosaurs break out. Whatever, I just hate placing them manually. So then, the issue here is obviously these little squares, and in the past, I would have gone, like, well, A, I would never have done them, but B, if I had to, I would, like, try to fit the trees in there, because they have a pretty lenient hitbox, and I'd be, like, getting as many bushes in as possible, and then add in rocks. But nowadays, with individually placeable trees, whoa, it's big. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Woo! You'll love to see it. And then I bet you I could even fit, nah, it's a little much, but still, you get the point. It just makes compact design so much more doable. Which, okay, one thing that initially put me off was how few trees there were. However, I then looked at the actual forest and realized that they also had repeating trees. Those are the same trees. All three of those are. I think they just scale differently, which I wish they could do with these. If you could, like, even just give us, like, 10% scaling ability, that would be so nice. And obviously, please give us trees and all maps. But, you know, one can't have everything. So then we could put in, like... And this UI does so much for me, because I would, like, never use these, because they're such a pain. But, like, now it's like, sure. Oh, I should pause before the swordplots wake up. Oh, they probably already have. Well, okay. Let's see here. I could probably put a couple bushes over here just to make this a little less blatantly edgy. Not edgy as in, like, you know what I mean. Anyways, and then another big thing is the gate, obviously. And then we can have a little, like, pathway leading up to it that the jeeps would go on. So we can clear that out real quick. And then slap some dirt. So then, like, something that I wanted to do for so long, but, like, you can't, is that, like, herbivores in particular, but really all animals, obviously, like, they require a lot of food and a lot of materials to keep them well fed. Storage sheds are huge. Just putting one next to the gate makes it, like, so much more believable as, like, a zoo where animals are. It's not even funny. And, like, just, like, one box here. Which, also, another thing. Frontier, please give us the ability to stack these. I know it would be tricky, and I know it could end up looking rather odd rather quickly, but please, I want to stack at least these wooden boxes, because, man, it's just, I like them so much, but they're just a hair off from being good. And then, okay, so the next thing that I was thinking of is on the inside. First of all, we can do a lot more, like, patchy style foliage with the new placeable bushes, which is even better than the first game, although the foliage as a whole is so much better in this game. This is, if I had to say my favorite feature overall, having so much time, it's just the better foliage. It adds so much variety on its own. Either that or biomes. They just add the most longevity to the game. In my opinion, that is. So then let's, erase that water, because another big idea, as I mentioned, like, real zoos have to be somewhat utilitarian. And I think what would look really neat is to have, like, a water trough-ish looking thing. And once again, you could never really do that before. I mean, you could try, but never would look correct. So let's see, how close can we get to the edge of the water? Oh yeah, you can literally put them in water. So, like, we could do something along the lines of, let me think here. I mean, quite literally, we could try to get a square of water that, like, and I bet you they'll be able to drink out of it. But obviously that's just hearsay. So, hold on. Oh, shoot, it's gonna be annoying with the splashes. Well, nothing I can do about that now. The video's already going. Oh, boy. But just something like this here does, like, I think will go, like, such a long way in, like, making the game feel less like a, more alive, less empty, which has always been my struggle with it. I know that's not beautiful. Oh, I like how it's, like, almost, it's, like, barely above the water, even. Hold on, so this is the tricky part, though. I will say is they should give us a size smaller of brushes, because, it's getting to feel a little bit big, all things considered. Okay, that's perfect. So, like, look at that. Hold on, let me, first person view, real quick. Look at how cool that looks. Okay, I have to unpause time for the splash to go away. Like, it looks like, oh, that's so neat. You should use that in your parks. Do it. I dare you. And it looks like, obviously, it looks kind of weird without anything around it, but, you know, bushes save the day. Again, I could just slap a couple of these around it. Maybe a small tree. And then another bush, maybe. I know I always get out of hand. Maybe just a medium tree would kind of even that out. Nice. That looks cool. You could never have done that before. And it adds a whole lot, in my opinion. Let's add in a few trees, obviously. Because this feels kind of barren right now, but I kind of wanted to start with a blank slate. I will say that is the major issue, is that you can only have one type of tree, particularly on temperate maps. It stinks that you still have to use the brushes for these, but I can deal, because these have always had the best hitboxes anyways. So let's just put a few in the corners, and then... Jeez, I can't place trees for some reason over here. It's probably because you need to have them on, like, both sides of the fence. Huh? No, they're just not placed in there. So that's, you know, sometimes the game is just wacky like that, and it's so nice to be able to have a workaround, because before I'd, like, redesign entire enclosures because there's a spot that was, like, dead for trees for some reason. So I can just, like, put those there. And that's another huge thing, is I can intermix these trees now, so I don't have to have set areas. Hold on, that's huge! I see, like, in real time, it opens up the game so much. Every updates in, like, builder-type games like this are, like, exponential. Because the more you add, the more each addition can be used alongside, and the bigger they become individually. So, like, you can just have, like, a little dense tree area, and, like, before I'd be like, well, that looks neat, but what do I do? Then, but now I can just kind of have, like, it slowly edge out like an actual, like, corpse? It's copse of trees, right? Something like that. I'm certainly wrong there. But yeah, I can have it go like that. Maybe don't have two identical trees right next to each other. But yeah, and that looks nice. Maybe get rid of one tree. And then replace it with probably a medium one. Or two. I'm addicted to the new trees already. And I probably should add one over here. And then, okay, another idea I had was using this planter here, this wooden one, as like a sort of feeder thing. Because, their herbivore feeders were so bad in the first game. They looked so weird. Because it was just like a bush that came out of the ground. But, like, you can put these right next to things, and they are wood, which, wood is so, like, I wish that there was more wooden stuff in this game, because it just instantly gives, like, that vibe that I so much would like for this game to have. It's got, like, because I watched Prehistoric Park, which, if you haven't, I don't know if I'd recommend it, because I haven't watched it in a while, and it might be bad, but it just had a feel for, like, the dinosaur park that, like, obviously nothing else has it, because the only other dinosaur park series is Jurassic Park, and that doesn't have that, but I don't know, it was so neat. So we can put all of those there, and then we can put, like, that's a bit much. Well, maybe not that. Maybe, let's go with, I would love if they had added, like, parasols, kind of like the ones that they have in, Planet Zoo, but, oh, shoot, some stuff is clattering, but maybe, that could be cool. It gives it, like, a rustic feel, although I don't know if the, like, viewing galleries are helping with that. I'll go for it. I'm down. Try stuff. I mean, you know, if I don't try it, I'll never know what it looks like, so might as well. You can slap that down there. And let's quickly see if we can still transport the Amargasaurs. Yes, okay. Whew. That's big. Let's do that real quick. Can you tell I haven't played the game in a while? Because I am far slower at it. And I know that this is kind of heavy on the, like, actual construction aspect, and probably quite boring. I did try to avoid that, but, you know, it's kind of unavoidable. But, you know, not much I can do. I'll work on it. Hopefully I find a happy medium. I will have more, like, normal type videos on the way as well. So then speed up time, obviously. And, by the way, if this looks barren, it is meant to be, because I will, between this video and the next one, do another large update on the park, and in that I'll redesign this, probably. But yeah, basically the idea here was to have, like, a big opportunity to, like, have a kind of hybrid style video between, like, building a park, showing off new stuff, showing off tips and tricks, and I don't know, you know, it just felt right. Here, let's look at that. Oh, that's so cool, actually. I'm glad I went with that. That's neat. Like the Jurassic Park viewing things. Oh, man. Oh, that's so cool. So, like, I don't know. It just goes, like, just a little bit goes such a long way. Like, those flowers right there make that viewing gallery feel so much better than, like, the same thing. Like, let's build that real quick and I can, like, show you what I mean. Like, it makes the game, everything they add makes it feel so much more alive, and each time I'm like, can't get much better than this, but every time it does. Like, look at that. Like, you're, like, looking down on them, and it's a blank thing, and you can't put anything near it, and it adds, like, so much to be able to just, like, even just be there. When I first saw first-person mode, I'm like, that's dumb. But, like, I can, like, go up to the Amargasaurus. I can crouch under it. Whoa. I wish that they didn't have the circles. I wish there was a way to turn that off. Oh, there is. I'm dumb! Well, I think that's about all I have to show. Oh. Forgot the construction is going on there. Man. You know what actually would be cool is if they added a way to, like, keep the constructions. Because they put so much effort into making all those models and stuff, and then you can't ever see them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you liked this video, because I will be making multiple others much like it, and then probably disappearing off the face of the earth again, because it's a busy time of year. But this summer, just you wait. Just you wait. I will see you guys next time, and hopefully you haven't all unsubscribed or idled my channel because I've been gone. But even then, I don't care, because this is embarrassing to get back into videos. I haven't, like, got my confidence back fully, and I'm like, oh, people are going to be watching this time. Well, anyway, see ya. Bye-bye.